As you stated in your speech, you said majorities are protected and also minorities. So if a minority isn't happy, how are they satisfied with the system?
Well, you can't ensure that everybody is going to be happy because looking realistically, not everyone is going to be happy, but minorities are made sure that they're protected because in democracy it is understood that sometimes there might be the chance, since they're not a majority, that they'll be, their voice won't get heard, but democracies ensure that they are.
So what's the point? Their voice isn't heard.
It still is heard because of
How? You just
they're
stated
allowed
that their voice isn't heard.
No, I said that democracies keep in mind that sometimes minorities' voices are not as easily heard as the majority. That's why they make sure that they protect those people.
How do they protect those people?
They allow them to demonstrate and to organize, and they allow them to vote.
But if that's not going to help, then what's the point?
It is going to help. That's why they're allowed to vote. Because by giving the chance to vote and to organize...
But if you give the minority that so many chances, what's the point? If nothing's going to happen in their favor.
Something could happen in their favor.
Could. It's a possibility, not definite though, right?
Yeah, but nothing is definite.
Okay. Do you believe in the class system?
I think the class system is just a part of life and it's always there. It's not necessarily... In a perfect world, there would be no classes, but we don't live in a perfect world.
What do you define a perfect world
A
as?
system without classes and everyone is completely equal.
Isn't communism that gets rid of classes, and obviously it's not perfect.
But at the same time, getting rid of classes, it creates other problems. So in theory, communism and no classes and everyone equal sounds like a great idea, but if you look at it in reality, it's not.
What do you mean by reality?
Reality in terms that equalizing everything is not the answer, because then you have problems, because not everybody is equal. There are people, everyone has their own differences.
Okay. How can you ensure that the leader that the people put to power is actually going to help them?
Well, you can never be 100% sure to ensure this, but with a democracy, if the people don't like their leader, then they can just vote him out and vote in someone who they think is a better job. And also, if the leader knows that he's got competition and that they have to live up to the people's standards, they're less likely to start doing things that people don't like because, like I said, if the people don't like them, then they're not going to stay elected.
So what do people base their opinions on leaders? Are they actually well informed? Do you know how many people that are citizens are voting are actually well informed?
Well, yes,
do you really trust them if the minority is actually well informed when others are just basing it on basic things?
Well, you can't be sure that every single person that votes is 100% sure of their people and they know everything about the leader that they're electing, but a lot of people do participate and they do understand their government, and I think that the general public and every citizen should have a say in the way their government runs.
Okay. What was I gonna ask? Oh wait. Oh, why do you think the U.S. is going towards the path of communism if democracy is working so well?
Well, they're not going towards a path of total communism. They may be incorporating a few communism ideas, but we've been democracy since we've started.
And the point was?
And we're not going, like, we may have incorporated a few socialist ideas, but we're not going completely communism. We're still sticking with democracy.
So, do you think these things are good? Like the practices being instilled?
Which
communistic ones?
Which communistic practices?
In my speech.
What, such as banning homeschooling in California?
And minimum wage going up.
Well, I think that's a good idea to have minimum wage going up.
For the rich.
Well, I guess those are things, but that's not taking away democracy because people's voices are still being heard on these issues.
Okay.
Because they're still voting.
Yeah. So democracy is only based on voting?
Well, it's based on making sure it's government by the people, for the people, making sure the people's voices are heard and that the leaders are representing the people.
Okay. That was so